few details about how two accused hitmen entered Canada.
Good evening, and welcome to another episode of Into the Realm. Tonight, we will be diving into Canada, India tensions, and how Sikh separatism from the nation of India has played a part in the diplomatic conflict between the two countries. But before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. Relations between Canada and India have been tense for some time, but took a turn for the worse after the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar. On June 18, 2023, Hardeep Singh Nijjar was shot dead outside a Sikh temple in a Vancouver suburb in Surrey, BC, Canada. The assassination occurred 3 years after India designated him as a terrorist. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was quick to accuse the Indian government of orchestrating the attack, which the government of India, led by Narendra Modi, denied. According to the Indian government, Hardeep Singh Nijjar was the leader of Khalistan Factor force, and he was actively involved in the training and financing of militants for the organization. Allegedly, Nijjar was friendly with other separatist leaders including Dal Khalsa leader Jinder Singh, who was one of the 5 hijackers of Indian Airlines Flight 423 in 1981 and the original leader of the Khalistan Tiger Force. In a 2020 Indian government statement, Nijjar was said to be actively operationalizing, networking, training and financing its members after being named chief of the Khalistani Tiger Force. New Delhi officially categorized him as a terrorist in the same statement, saying he was involved in exhorting seditionary and insurrectionary amputations and attempting to create disharmony among different communities in the country. For years, the Modi government has accused Canada of harboring its separatists, which has led to a deterioration of relations between Canada and India. In 2018, India refused to let Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's plane land in Punjab during a visit, unless he and his defense minister agreed to meet with a government official to air grievances about Sikh separatists in Canada, including Hardeep Singh Nijjar. During the meeting, India's Minister for the Punjab, Captain Amarinder Singh, handed Mr. Trudeau and then Defense Minister Harjit Singh a dossier containing the names of about 10 Sikh activists whose activities the Indian government wanted curtailed. The dossier was part of a years-long effort by the government of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to press Canada to take legal action against Sikh separatists, whom India views as terrorists. During the 2018 trip, Mr. Trudeau and Mr. Singh had plans to travel to the northwestern state of Punjab, home to the majority of Sikhs. They were told they would not be able to land in the state unless they took the meeting. Mr. Trudeau and Mr. Singh wanted to avoid Captain Singh because of his earlier description in 2017 of Harjit Singh's father, Khalistan Singh, as a terrorist owing to Khalistan Singh's previous position leading the World Sikh Organization. Canadian officials told their Indian counterparts that while they understood the concerns about possible terrorist activities, they also stressed Canadian police can't arrest someone simply because they express views that New Delhi doesn't like. This did not go over well with Indian officials. Trudeau had intended to use the trip to smooth over long simmering tensions about support for Sikh separatism in the Canadian diaspora, and to bolster Canada's relatively weak trading relationship with India. But the visit was derailed when news emerged that Jaspal Adwal, ABC man convicted of attempting to murder an Indian politician in Canada, was invited by a Liberal MP to 2 functions attended by Trudeau. The invitation, while not sanctioned by Trudeau, was a diplomatic embarrassment. In early June 2023, India's Foreign Minister, S. Jaishankar, criticized Canada for allowing a float in a parade, depicting the 1984 assassination of then Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi by her Sikh bodyguards. India sees the float as an effort to glorify violence by Sikh separatists. On September 18, 2023, Trudeau revealed that Canadian intelligence agencies were pursuing credible allegations of a potential link between India's government and Nijjar's death. After the accusations of India's role in the assassination, India responded furiously. It completely rejected the allegations, calling them absurd. Both have expelled one of the other's diplomats, and it's unclear how they now pull back from the brink. Sources said investigators identified the alleged hit squad members in Canada in late 2023 and have been keeping them under tight surveillance until their arrest in mid-2024. Kamalpreet Singh, Karanpreet Singh and Karan Brar face first-degree murder and conspiracy charges in the Nijjar case. However, to understand the conflict between the Khalistinian separatists and the Indian government, we must go back in history to discover where the grievances come from. The roots of Khalistan lie in the British colonial policies of the late 1800s and early 1900s that sought to divide Sikhs and Hindus. Sikhs were recruited into the British Army in large numbers to use against Hindu rulers that rebelled against the British Raj. Subsequently, after Indian independence in 1947, tensions between the state of Punjab and the central Indian government surfaced. As the nation-state of India solidified, Sikhs felt threatened that their way of life would be subordinate to Hindu interests, since Hindus were a clear majority in India. The violent clashes between radicalized Sikh groups led by Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale and the Nirankari sect in April 1978 is considered the beginning of the Khalistan movement. And in 1980, Bhindranwale and his supporters started targeting Hindus and murdered Lala Yagat Narain, the publisher of Punjab Keshari, a vernacular newspaper, and a vocal critic of Bhindranwale. This was soon followed by large-scale violence against civilians across the state. The Khalistan movement peaked in the 1980s to 90s, and the violent campaign included bombings, assassinations, kidnappings, and selective killing and massacres of civilians. The movement resulted in nearly 22,000 deaths of Sikhs and Hindus alike, including approximately 12,000 civilians. The violence took on an international dimension in 1985 when Khalistani separatists based in Canada exploded a bomb on an Air India flight en route from Toronto to New Delhi, killing all 329 people on board, including 82 children under the age of 13. That incident remains the deadliest terrorist attack in Canadian history. On June 6, 1984, Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi ordered an army operation, codenamed Operation Blue Star, to flush out Bhindranwale and the militants holed up in the Golden Temple, the holiest of Sikh temples in Amritsar. On the 19th of July 1982, Bhindranwale and approximately 200 armed militants occupied the Guru Nanak Niwas, a guest house for pilgrims, within the precincts of the Golden Temple complex. Bhindranwale had effectively made the complex his headquarters.
All the troops who were going to go in, I spoke to them and I explained to them what the situation was. If there's anyone amongst you who doesn't want to go in for religious reasons or any other reasons, I don't hold it against you. No action will be taken against you. One young Sikh boy, he got up. I said, no problem, son. You don't have to go in. He says, you've got me wrong, sir. Not only do I want to go in, I want to be the first one to go in. I want to be the first one to reach the Akal Takht and to get Bhindranwale.
The military underestimated the firepower possessed by the Sikh militants, whose armaments included RPGs and ammunition with armor-piercing capabilities. Hoping to avoid damage to the holy site, the first wave, comprised of units with light weaponry, was repelled and Indian forces quickly resorted to tanks, helicopters and artillery to dislodge the Sikh militants. In the ensuing urban combat, the Indian army committed significant manpower, but gained ground slowly. Sikh militants started running out of ammunition on June 6th and by June 10th, The fighting was largely over with the Indian army having taken control of the complex. Bhindranwale was killed in the battle.
I said, how is he? He said he's been very badly wounded. Both his legs have been shot.
Captain Raina.
I said, evacuate him. Bring him out immediately. I have an ambulance waiting here. I'll send him to the hospital straight away. He said he's refusing to come out. He's crawling. He's going on all his fours. He's carrying on. He says, I'm going to reach the Akal Takht. I'm not going back. I said, now forcibly, because he's bleeding so heavily, forcibly pick him up and bring him out. So he was forcibly brought out, sent to hospital, both legs amputated. I got him the Ashoka Chakra, the highest award that you can give to a person not in actual war. He was in a wheelchair without his legs, and the president, instead of you have to go up the 2 steps to receive your medal from the president came down 2 steps to pin the award on him because he couldn't go up.
The Indian government attributed high civilian casualties to Sikh militants, using pilgrims trapped inside the temple as human shields. However, Indian forces were aware that civilians were present inside, and the operation began on a Sikh religious day, the martyrdom day of Guru Arjan Dev, when many worshippers would be present. Many civilians were subject to extrajudicial killings by the military during the operation. The military action in the temple complex was criticized by Sikhs worldwide, who interpreted it as an assault on the Sikh religion and the entire Sikh community.
As you may have heard by now, Indira Gandhi, the Prime Minister of India, has been shot.
5 months after the operation, on October 31st, 1984, Indira Gandhi was assassinated in an act of revenge by the Sikh bodyguards. Public outcry over Gandhi's death led to the ensuing 1984 anti-Sikh riots. About 2,800 Sikhs were killed in Delhi and 3,350 nationwide, whilst other sources estimate the number of deaths at about 8,000 to 17,000. But since 1984, the violence has continued. Although Sikhs have been migrating to Canada since 1897, the issues between the Khalistinian movement and the India government remains far off the radar of most Canadians. Nevertheless, as the movement picks up steam and incidents occur, many have begun to notice and wonder why Canada is such a prominent safe haven for the Khalistinian separatists.
Say to Justin Trudeau and the government of Canada.
Well, I think, this is, they never let me go to speak there. When I was in America, and next I was to go to Canada, but this Khalistani lobby got together, all these surgeons and the others. I'm not going to meet him. He's coming to Punjab. Somebody can.
The surgeon means the defense minister. You will not meet him when he comes to Punjab.
No, I will not. No, I'm not going to go. I'll put some minister in charge.
You will not meet him. And on principle.
I'll tell you on a matter of principle, I don't agree on this. There are 5 ministers there who are Khalistanis.
Right.
And I'm not interested in meeting any Khalistani.
A war veteran with an exemplary record in Afghanistan and Bosnia, this man, Harjit Singh Sajjan, is here in India as Canada's defense minister. He was just 5 years old when his parents migrated to Canada, but he has been here a few times since then. The Canadian minister also visited the Amar Jawan Jyoti and was later asked whether he was in fact a Khalistan sympathizer, an allegation made by Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amarinder Singh, who refuses to meet Sajjan when he travels to Punjab tomorrow.
When you have served your country and you put your life at risk, it does hurt. I'm not going to lie to you about that. But I'm not going to get into the petty politics. No one can take away my village, my home from me.
The Punjab CM though doesn't accept this argument. Last year he hinted that Sajjan may be affiliated with the World Sikh Organization, a pro-Khalistan body. Sajjan is clearly not waiting for any endorsement from the Punjab government. He is visiting the Golden Temple and will travel to his village near Chandigarh. Sikh groups like the STPC will likely honor him.